All right, so we're back. You may or may not recognize this truck behind me. We've done a few videos on it before, but it's officially retired, so we have it here joining the project pile. So this is a 2008 Dodge Ram 1500 with a 4.7, which would technically be more of a fourth gen 4.7 than the third. This was kind of the first year they started doing a little tinkering, changing some things up. All right, so on the inside, 164,000 miles. A little bit dirty in here, as you can see. The edge of the seat's kind of worn a little bit. Mostly just dirty, really. And we have a little sun damage on the top of the doors here from not having window tint. But other than that, I mean, you can see the headliner. It's all pretty nice in here, really. We do have aftermarket radio. So with this being the later 07, 08, it does have the harder plastic door panel. So in my opinion, the earlier like 02 to 05s, I like their interior a little better. The seats are a little more plush. And I'm not sure if it's just this truck or what, but we do not have a split bench back here, which is weird. Our older, I think it was a 03, had split benches in it. But as you can see, it really just needs a cleaning for the most part. So the weird thing about these Rams, 2008, this 4.7, this is the first year they started doing this strange 4.7 is the best way to put it. It has 16 spark plugs, but it's not like the standard Hemis where, you know, they're right next to each other. You have one on the intake side of the head and then another spark plug on the exhaust side of the head. So each cylinder has 2 spark plugs, 16 in total. So you can see right here where our ignition coil is, there's a spark plug down in there. And if you trace this wire down, you can see on the bottom side of the head right there, there's another spark plug right behind this wire here. So 16 spark plugs. Is that not a very strange design? So granted, this generation 4.7 did make a good bit more power. I think it went from like 235 to like 310 or something. So you do make a little bit more power with this 4.7, but still not a fan. I've made videos on this before. I'd take the Hemi all day long over this thing. So that's probably going to be a plan at some point, is swapping a different engine into here. Not saying that these engines aren't reliable. This later 4.7 is known to be a little bit more reliable than the earlier one, but I just don't know. There's a lot more interesting engines I would rather have in here, to put it nicely. So this truck here, we previously painted the hood and roof on it when it was getting some sun damage to it. Well, the hood and roof are fine, but now the rest of it is seeing some issues. The tops of the fenders here, I mean, you can see that damage. And then it goes up the doors, which I'll show you in a second. We also did the whole AC system on here a few years ago, and I've gotten questions as to why I just replaced the whole AC system, all the lines in it, versus finding the leak and patching the leak. And honestly, when it comes to your AC systems, you're just patching, and it's always going to be an issue. In my opinion, you're just better off replacing the whole system. Have a lot less issues that way. And this truck is proof of that. The AC in here works great still, even though it's been, what, 2 years, 3 years? Something like that. All right, so to get into the bads, the hood still looks decent. Our fenders, on the other hand, they now look like they're a different color because sun fading. Our headlights getting a little cloudy. The chrome grille is doing the usual chrome grille stuff. You can see that right there. Got some chunks in the bumper. Other headlight cloudy. More sun damage. And then as you see up here, that's where it gets bad. And then way back when we first bought this truck, this was supposed to be a no accident truck, but after some time and age and sun wear, it's really started to come out. And there's some sand scratches in here. There's a little run right here that you couldn't really notice before, but it's definitely there. Also another one here. I don't even know how we missed that. And then we have the tonneau cover off one of the black Rams, if you remember those. So we have that on here. I'm definitely a fan of these on certain vehicles, and this is one. This actually has a pretty cool shape to it too. The bulging taillights, not a fan of that. We do have a little bit of bumper damage on here as well. Not that big of a deal. So at some point we'll probably get that sorted out as well. Bubble tail lights, horrible. Back on this side, you know, same thing, just a little dirty. Nothing a good cleaning detail can't fix. So our main issue, why it's joining the project horde, transmission is starting to have some issues. Kind of new for me on the Dodge thing. We haven't had really transmission issues with any of them. But this one's starting to slip a little bit, just all the time, every gear. We'll probably change the fluid filter, see if that fixes anything. If not, then engine swap, transmission swap. Why not? I know we got a lot of projects going on right now, but this one, we're probably gonna back burner it as far as a project. Stockpile some parts, and once we get some other projects done, go ahead and hit this thing pretty hard. If you've been around for a while, you know I have a good amount of parts for this thing still. I've been debating on changing the front end back to the earlier 02 to 05 just because I like that a little better for a sport truck look. We have the option to go to a painted front bumper, do away with the chrome. Same thing with the grille. We'll probably just black the rest of it out. Black headlights, black tail lights, the usuals, and pretty well go from there. So that's really it. Truck's back. That's it. All right, so the good news is we serviced the transmission on the Ram. Fluid filter change, new pan gasket, fixed it. It's not slipping anymore. So that was all it took. So other than that, we just have to deal with the cosmetics on it. And we got a pretty good truck for now. So for the time being, we're gonna mostly leave it alone, but we'll have to see what happens from here. I do still have a full MagnaFlow exhaust set for it, Flowmaster, one of the two. I can't remember which it is, but the full kit, pipes and everything back. Quite a few other parts. So if you want to see this, like, subscribe, follow along to see what happens next.